When I first met Clara, she was everything: smart, charming, and dangerously persuasive. She knew how to get what she wanted, and for years, I thought that was her strength. But I learned too late that it was her weapon. We built a life together, a home, a family. Our son, Ryan, was the only thing pure about that relationship. I worked tirelessly, double shifts, side gigs, anything to secure Ryan's future. His college fund wasn't just money. It was a promise I made him the day he was born. But promises meant nothing to Clara. I came home early one afternoon and found the house eerily quiet. Furniture gone, cabinets emptied, documents missing, and on the kitchen table, a single envelope. It wasn't a letter. It wasn't even a goodbye. It was a bank statement. The college fund account was wiped clean. Every penny I had saved over the past decade gone. Hours later, Clara's social media exploded with photos of her and a new man, barely out of college himself. The captions read like a cruel joke. "Starting my real life now." I sat there, hollow, staring at the ceiling, wondering how I'd explain this to Ryan. He was only 8, too young to understand betrayal, but old enough to feel its sting. That's when he walked in. Ryan wasn't crying. He wasn't angry. He was smirking. "Dad, don't worry. I handled it," he said, his voice calm, almost amused. I blinked. "Handle what, buddy?" He pulled out his tablet, tapping away with innocent confidence. "Mom thinks she's smart, but she always leaves her passwords lying around. I did something." I didn't press him. I assumed he'd sent her a childish email or blocked her on a game. He was 8. How much damage could he do? I was wrong. 2 days later, Clara called me. "No," she screamed. "What did you do?" she roared, her voice shrill, panicked. "Clara, what are you talking about?" "My accounts. My cards are frozen. My crypto wallet's been drained. Everything is locked. I can't access anything." I was speechless. Ryan, who was playing with his Legos on the living room floor, just looked up at me and grinned. "Told you, Dad. I handled it." It turns out my son had been paying more attention than I ever gave him credit for. Over the years, Clara had used him as a pawn in her manipulations, dragging him to her girls' nights, where he'd see her typing passwords, overhearing conversations, even noticing patterns she didn't know were noticeable. Ryan had access to her cloud storage, her backup emails, and, unbeknownst to me, he had quietly learned how digital wallets worked. He didn't steal from her. He simply transferred her assets into a legally frozen escrow account under my name, using evidence of her financial betrayal to flag it as a potential fraud case. Clara's glamorous runaway life collapsed in 48 hours. And that wasn't all. Ryan had sent a digital dossier to Clara's new boyfriend's parents, screenshots of conversations, bank withdrawals, even proof that she was lying about her marital status. The boy's family, wealthy and reputation-obsessed, disowned him on the spot. Clara's world didn't crumble slowly. It detonated. She tried calling back, this time sobbing, her venom turning to desperation. "You're teaching our son to hate me." "No, Clara," I said calmly. "He learned how to see you." The legal process that followed was brutal for her. Not only did she face fraud investigations, but she also lost every legal claim to Ryan's college fund. The court awarded me full custody, citing her financial recklessness and emotional neglect. But that wasn't the victory. The victory was Ryan. One night, while we were sitting on the porch, watching the sunset, I asked him how he had stayed so calm through all of it. He shrugged with that same little grin. "You told me once, Dad, that bad people always think they're the smartest person in the room. I just made sure Mom found out she wasn't." I hugged him tighter than I ever had before. My 8-year-old had shown more composure, more courage than most adults I knew. Months passed, and life slowly rebuilt itself. Not with grand gestures, but with small, meaningful moments. Morning pancakes, evening walks, quiet laughter. Clara disappeared from our lives after the court rulings. I heard rumors she tried to start over in a different city, but her reputation trailed her like a shadow she couldn't outrun. Ryan? He thrived. I enrolled him in a coding workshop. His teachers called him a quiet genius. Looking back, Clara's betrayal was a wound I thought would never heal. But sometimes, life teaches you that the sharpest knives cut two ways. Clara sliced through our family for her selfish escape, but in doing so, she severed herself from the only people who ever truly cared. As for Ryan and me, we didn't just recover, we upgraded.